Welcome to Win Souls TV. This is your host, Jeff Thomas. And today we are just going to be talking about temptation and passing the tests when they come your way. So in any type of, denomination, even though I don't live by a denomination, I just live by Jesus, okay? You'll notice that there are different levels to Christianity. Just forget what I said about denominations. There are different levels to Christianity. There are always people that seem to have more revelation. There are always people that, seem to have this, that are elevated higher than others, this, that, and the other. There are people that are designed for the spotlight. There are people that are more so designed for the one-on-ones. In the body of Christ is amazing. All of us have specific purposes to fulfill the things of the kingdom. All of us have specific work that we need to be accomplishing for the things of the kingdom. And there are different levels, but sometimes before we can reach a different level with the Lord, it's almost like he has to make sure that he can trust you and that you can begin to see yourself the way that he sees you through that trust by allowing you to be tempted. Now, the Lord doesn't tempt us. He allows Satan and his little turds to tempt us. But with that said, he provides an opportunity for us to be tempted because that shows a level of, okay, has this person actually moved past this specific thing? Because once they get past this, then I can trust them with this specific thing that I need for them to accomplish. And then once they get past this, once they are moving past this specific struggle that they've been, tempted with over and over and over for years and they've always failed, they'll begin to realize the way that I see them as someone that is righteous, as someone that is truly holy, as someone that is in right standing with me, as someone that is precious in my eyes. They will begin to see themselves the way that I see them, with the identity that I have given them, by knowing that they can pass tests by relying on me. And so let me read a verse to you. 1 Corinthians 10:13, it says, no temptation has overtaken you except what is common to man, and God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, he will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. Let me tell you a quick testimony. I'm not going to go into any type of deep detail or anything, but I remember I used to live a very sexual lifestyle. So with that, there would be times where right before I was about to partake in sexual sin, my phone would ring. And this would happen over and over and over and over again. It was like every single time that I was about to venture into pornography or venture into just sex in general, my phone would ring. Somebody would start calling me right before I had an opportunity to fall into the sin. And I believe that was the Lord providing the way out. Hey, look, you can still pass this test. Just hop on this phone with this person, and I promise you wouldn't partake in this, And it was years later, honestly. It wasn't until I even moved, it wasn't until just recently that I realized that, hey, the Lord was literally providing me a way out of that situation the entire time. And I didn't even know. I had no idea. I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to call them back. But it was just so funny. Right, I'm talking about literally seconds before I was about to partake in something sexual. That was when the phone would ring, And it just blew my mind. Now, it might not be that simple in your life. It might not be that, readily apparent. But when you pray and you ask for a way out, I promise you, the Lord will send it. He will send it. And so with that said, we just have to remain faithful. We have to rely on the things that he has told us that he is going to do on the word. and keep praying them until something happens. But with that, when we begin to try and pass those tests, what's going to happen is you'll notice this. Okay, so say you fail a test. You'll notice this pattern. Say you fail a test. Well, it's like that same test keeps coming around over and over and over and over and over and over and over. It was like literally the same thing would happen with me living in that cycle of addiction and sexual sin. It was like, it was the same thing over and over again, literally almost the same thing. And it wasn't until years later, honestly, until recently, that the Lord was showing me, like, look, that was a test. These things kept happening so that you could realize, look, when are you going to start saying no? When are you going to start standing up for the temple that I live in as well? When are you going to start standing up for your body? When is your house going to mean enough to you? And I didn't realize I was even being tested because I was so far in the world. And so with that said, you'll notice that same test coming every single time. And so ask the Lord about it. Talk to him about it. And when it comes back up again, shut the door to it completely. Shut the door to it completely. I mean, pass it as many times as you possibly can after you know what it is. After you know what it is, don't give any weight to it at all. Honestly, we shouldn't be giving weight to it anyway. But what I'm saying is, if you know that it's a test, especially, then don't be opening up any doors and don't be allowing things to happen in the first place, and don't, go after it intentionally. But when you begin to see that pattern, then you'll know that it's a test. And after every test that is passed, it's like you are elevated, through things that the Lord would like to bring to you, but he just needs to be able to trust you in those specific areas. Because, perfect example, if I had not gone through passing any of those tests, then when I do come in contact with similar women or whatever on my ministry or in my ministry, and I haven't passed that test, I'm going to slip right back into old Jeff, and that's just not the way to go. So he needs to be able to trust me where he's trying to place you. He has to be able to trust you where he's trying to place you. Okay. But you guys be blessed. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And we're just going to keep trucking, y'all. Have a good one. Love you guys. Bye.